I used to work the night shift at a gas station just off Highway 19, about 20 minutes from the nearest real town. Not much around, just woods, long stretches of empty road, and a few scattered houses. It was the kind of place people passed through, not somewhere you stayed. I took the job in late 2021 when I was trying to get back on my feet after a rough breakup. I didn't mind the isolation. In fact, I preferred it. At least I used to. The station was open 24 hours, but let's be honest. After 2 a.m., it was basically dead. No customers. No noise. Just me, the humming of the fridges, the occasional moth slamming into the windows, and the flickering neon sign out front that never quite worked right. I'd work from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m., 5 nights a week. It wasn't much money, but it paid the bills and gave me time to think. Or at least it used to. I remember the date clearly, January 14th, a Thursday. That night started like any other. I brought a thermos of coffee, put on my jacket, clocked in, and settled behind the counter with a crossword book and a Bluetooth speaker playing lo-fi beats. Around 1:45 a.m. I stepped outside to have a smoke. The cold slapped me in the face immediately. The stars were out, no clouds, no wind, just dead, freezing silence. That's when I saw him. A man, maybe 6 feet tall, standing just at the edge of the pump lights. He wore an orange reflective construction jacket, hood up, jeans, boots. At first, I thought he might be a highway worker or a trucker who pulled over to rest, though I hadn't seen or heard any vehicle arrive. I called out, "You all right, man?" He didn't answer. Didn't move. Just stood there, staring at the station. I slowly stepped back inside, uneasy. I watched him through the window for a full minute. He never moved. Not an inch. Then I glanced down at the security monitor, and my heart skipped a beat. He wasn't on the camera feed. The pumps were empty. The lot was clear. But when I looked back outside, he was still there. I blinked, shook my head. Maybe the feed was glitching? Happens sometimes. I looked again. Gone. Not walked off gone. Just gone. I stood there frozen for a good 10 seconds, trying to process what I had just seen. No footsteps in the frost, no sound. Just gone. I tried to brush it off. Told myself it was fatigue or a trick of the light. About half an hour later, around 2:25 a.m., the store phone rang. It never rings that late. I hesitated before picking up. "Shell station, this is Ben." Static. Then a low, hoarse voice crackled through. "He's not gone. He just changed." "What? Who is this?" I asked. "He's not gone. He just changed." Click. I checked the caller ID, unknown number. Now, I'm not one to get rattled easily. But that combination of things? The man in the lot, the disappearing act, the creepy phone call? It had my nerves on edge. At 3:03 a.m., the lights inside the station flickered. Just for a second, but long enough to knock the monitor feed offline. When it came back up, the rear camera, the one pointing at the dumpsters, was glitching. The screen froze for a few seconds, and then I saw him again. The same orange jacket. Only this time, he wasn't standing. He was crawling. On his hands and knees, slow and jerky like something was broken inside him. His head was down. His hands were raw. He dragged one leg like it didn't work properly. He was crawling across the back alley toward the rear door. I sprinted back there and deadbolted the steel back door. And just as I did, I heard a knock. Not pounding. Not scratching. Just a polite, rhythmic knock. 3 soft taps. I didn't open it. I didn't speak. I just stood there holding my breath. A full minute passed. Then I heard the beep of the front automatic door sensor. Someone was inside the store. I ran to the front, but it was empty. No one at the counter. No one in the aisles. But near the entrance, right on the welcome mat, was a single orange glove. Reflective like road workers use. On the palm, written in thick black marker. 2376. I stared at it, afraid to touch it. What did the number mean? A code? A warning? I picked it up carefully and put it in a plastic bag. I needed to get through the rest of my shift. Then I'd call someone. Police. Priest. Anyone. At 4:33 a.m., the phone rang again. This time a different voice. A woman. Calm. Official sounding. "Sir, we're returning your call about a suspicious male in the area." "I didn't call," I said. She paused. "Is this The Shell station on County Road 9? Yes. Is your name Ben? My throat went dry. Yes. She went quiet for a moment. Then she said, almost reluctantly, we've received calls from this location before. Same description. Same orange jacket. Same number. I asked, what does it mean? What's going on? She said, the last employee to report this incident, also named Ben, died here. In 1997. Click. The line went dead. I didn't wait till 6. I packed my bag, left a note, and walked out. Didn't even lock up. I drove straight home, shaking the whole way. When I told my manager the next day, she brushed it off like I was joking. But when I asked if someone named Ben had worked there before me, she got quiet. Said yes. He was her brother. He had a seizure in the freezer back in 97. Died before paramedics arrived. I don't work there anymore. I don't even drive past it. But sometimes when I'm up late and the world is still, I think about that glove, that number, and the man in the orange jacket, still crawling toward the door. I returned to the gas station years later, and he was still there. It's been 6 years since I quit that job. 6 years since the man in the orange jacket crawled across the back lot of that gas station. Since the untraceable phone calls and the glove with 2,376 written on the palm. 6 years of restless nights, of waking up at exactly 3:03 a.m., the same time the lights had flickered that night. For a while, I convinced myself it was a dream, a stress-fueled hallucination, something I imagined after too many nights alone behind bulletproof glass and humming fridges. But deep down, I knew it was real, too real, and something in me never let it go. I moved to another town, got a job at a car rental agency, tried to rebuild a normal life. I even stopped driving past gas stations altogether at night. I avoided that part of Highway 19 like it was cursed. But last month, I got a message on Facebook. No name, no profile picture, just one word. Return. Attached was a photo. Grainy, low-res, probably taken from an old security feed. It was a shot of the back alley of the same gas station. The dumpsters. The frost on the pavement. And in the lower corner, a man in an orange jacket, crawling, leg twisted behind him, head down. Just like before. I don't know what possessed me to go back. Maybe it was unfinished business. Maybe I was tired of being afraid. Maybe he wanted me to. So last Friday night, after 6 years, I drove back out to that stretch of highway. It was almost midnight when I pulled into the lot. The place had changed. New paint. Updated logo. The flickering neon sign was finally replaced. But the layout? The lot? The shadows? Exactly the same. I parked across the street and just stared. Every instinct told me to turn around and drive away. But I didn't. I got out, locked the car, and walked up to the glass doors. The inside was empty. No clerk behind the counter. No other customers. Just buzzing fluorescent lights and shelves full of overpriced snacks. I opened the door. It creaked, just like it used to. I stepped inside. Everything looked newer, cleaner. But the feeling was the same. That quiet, heavy tension in the air. Like the building remembered me. I walked up to the counter and looked around. Hello? I called out. No answer. There was a bell on the counter, so I rang it. Ding. Nothing. And then faintly from somewhere in the back room, I heard a knock. 3 slow, soft knocks. Just like before. I froze. Another knock. I turned toward the back hall. The security monitors were running above the cigarette shelves just like they used to. One screen was glitching. The feed from the alleyway. It flickered. And then it cleared. I stepped closer. And there he was. Orange jacket. Crawling. Toward the back door. Again. Only this time, something was different. His movements were slower. Jerky. Like his limbs didn't work the way they used to. Like he was falling apart. His head was tilted at an unnatural angle, and in one hand he held something. I squinted at the screen. It was a piece of paper. The camera zoomed like someone was controlling it. And the paper read, Ben, finish it. I swear to you, I hadn't told anyone my name in this town. No one. That's when I realized the rear door was unlocked. I walked toward it, feet moving on their own. I reached for the handle. My hand trembled. Right before I touched it, my phone buzzed. One new voicemail. I put it to my ear and played the message. Same voice from 6 years ago. The one that called the first time. But this time it was clearer. No static. The voice said, he never left. He's always been here. Waiting. And now so are you. Then a whisper like someone speaking right against the mic. 2376. Click. I threw the phone down. When I looked up, he was on the other side of the glass. Face pressed to the window. Eyes hollow and sunken, skin pale like something long dead. The orange jacket was torn, faded. He was holding the paper to the glass now. And the numbers weren't just 2,376 anymore. They were counting down. 2:37:6. Like a time. A deadline. I backed away. Tripped. Hit the floor. When I looked up again, he was gone. No footsteps. No shadow. No sound. Just the back door, slowly swinging open on its own. I didn't go through. I ran. I ran out of that place and didn't stop until I hit the car. Locked the doors. Drove home shaking all over again, just like before. The next day, I checked the station's website. It had closed the night I visited. Permanently. No reason listed. Just a line at the bottom that chilled me to my bones. Thank you for 26 years of service. In memory of Ben M. I never gave them my last name. I don't know what the number means. I don't know why he's still there, waiting. But something tells me this isn't over. Not yet. Because every night since, I've been waking up at 2:37 a.m. And the numbers are still counting down.